Hi everyone, I'm back with another video. I don't know whether you can tell by the stacks of books that are lingering on this side of the camera. I've got a book haul. This has been collected over a month and a half, something like that. So, yeah. It's a juicy one. So yeah, there's a mash of literally everything in here. I don't even know where to start. I will start with the series, I think. So there's this 3-book series. They're in the wrong order for a start. Let's get that right. By Eliza Morton. So this is for one of my celebrity reading recommendation videos, which we have one coming in August. We should have one coming. Hopefully this will be uploaded in August. I have no idea now. But this is the Orphans from Liverpool Lane. So this is set in the 1944 in Liverpool, obviously, and it's about this 12-year-old who is sent to an orphanage with her older sister. Her father is in a prisoner of war camp in Singapore, and her mother is struggling to cope and hands them over to the nuns. To be orphans of the living, which is a harsh term for children with living parents whose families have abandoned them. But things obviously start to look up when the father returns and the girls get allowed back home. It's clear the years in the camp have taken a toll on the man, and the sweet man, Marcia. Marcia is a 12-year-old girl. She barely remembers, and the family disintegrates. And Cynthia finds an escape with an aunt and her ambitions to be a dancer. And Marcia gets sent back to the orphanage. So, that's the first one. The second one is The Children Left Behind, which is set in 1940, which is Alice Lacey, a 7-year-old, and her 2 best friends, Bob and Mattie, watch as the skies were set on fire 10 years later. The 3 remain friends, and Bobby is now Alice's sweetheart, and he would marry her tomorrow. But she has ambitions to better herself and leave a factory job and become an architect's secretary. So she wants to rebuild parts of Liverpool. And then Betsy's War, which is the 3rd one. And it's about the actual outbreak of the war. So, those are going to be really interesting to read. I do like World War books, I must admit. Where do I go next? Let's do these 2 next. I'm going to try and do these in some semblance of order. So, I don't know whether you know this about me. I'm a big Disney fan. I read a couple of the Twisted Tales back in high school, and I absolutely adored these. So, I've got 2 more. The Princess of Thieves, which is by Mariam Mancusi. This is the 3rd one. This is the Robin Hood one. This is not the 3rd one. Well, I don't even know which ones are on. We've got Alice in Wonderland, we've had Sleeping Beauty, we've had Mulan, Pinocchio, Princess and the Frog. God, we've had a lot. So this is What If Maid Marian Became the Real Outlaw. So I won't give you too much because a lot of the synopsis for these gives it away. But this probably will be my favourite one. Be prepared. And this is the Lion King one. This is by Farah Rushan. What if Nala was compelled to team up with Scar? I love me some Scar. Scar is one of my favourite Disney characters. Disney villains, he is my top boy, so I'm looking forward to that. We'll go with these 2 next. Not that one. That was for that pile. So I know Justin Thau is releasing his 3rd novel this month. Well, in September. God, I said August earlier. We're actually in September. God damn. Whoops. Don't ask why. That's how behind time I'm on. So this is You've Reached Sam. So this is about 17-year-old Julie Clark has a future all planned out. To move out of her home, a small town with her boyfriend Sam, attend college in the city and spend summer in Japan. And then Sam dies and everything changes. So she wants to hear him one more time, so she calls his phone and to listen to the voicemail recording. So what would you do if you had a second chance at goodbye? This, I think, is going to be absolutely heartbreaking. But I'm intrigued to read, especially because the sequel's coming out at the end of the month. Then we've got When Haru Was Here. Haru? I hope I'm saying that right. How do you say goodbye when you can't let go? So this is another after death one. So it's after the death of his best friend, Eric Lee creates some imaginary scenarios in his head to deal with his grief until one of them becomes real. And the boy he met last summer, Haru Tanaka, walks in the coffee shop and sits down next to him. The only thing is, nobody else can see him. So both of them, I think, are going to be absolutely heartbreaking. But I really want to read them. If we're going a bit cutesy, sticking with the cutesy... Wow, these covers match. I'm just going to say that now. They really do. We have The Baby Dragon Bakery. So this is a sequel to The Baby Dragon Cafe by A.T. Quasheri. Will it be a recipe for romance, or will a friendship up in flames? So Lavina has it all: a loving family complete with an adorable pet dragon, a place at university training to be a magical animal vet, and a part-time job at the enchanting Baby Dragon Cafe. The only thing she doesn't have is her one true love, Theo. Theo is the local baker and her best friend. On paper they're perfect. He's funny, she's witty. He's sweet and she's a little salty. That's why they've been friends for as long as they can remember. They have never been without one another, and it's clear to everyone that they're meant to be. Everyone except Theo, because when Lavina makes her move, he pulls away. Lavina is devastated. Has the friendship gone up in smokes, or will Theo finally realise that he wants to be more than friends? I just love the dragons. I haven't even read the first one yet, but I know I'm just going to love it. They're a batch made in heaven. I like that at the top. The next three are just random ones, so we'll stick with the romance one. So, I got Casket Case by Lauren Evans. He's almost perfect, but he works for death. Nora Clanton sells caskets. It's not her dream job, but it's a family business. She lives in a quiet small town in the middle of nowhere, and her only friends are decades older than her. Her life might be comfortable, but sometimes she finds herself wanting more. Then there's Garrett Bishop, turns up and sweeps her off her feet. He's handsome, charming, and seems to have a good, if vague, job. There's one little thing though: death seems to follow him, and rumours never stay buried in her hometown. But when Nora finds out what Garrett has been hiding and all the ghosts left in his wake... What are death puns here? She wonders whether it's time to lay their love to rest too. I think I'm going to like this one a lot. Especially because we have a funeral home. Well, we did have a funeral home in the family. So, why not? I have Haunt Your Heart Out and Morbidly Yours, which are kind of like the same vibe. Haunt Your Heart Out is ghost hunting, Morbidly Yours is grave digging. I like morbid things, and you'll see that in the second one. So I'm going to show you this one before I show you the really morbid one. School of Doom by Sarah Harrison. So actually I picked this up when I went to Wigan Comic Con. I met Sarah Harrison. She is a lovely, lovely woman to talk to. A bit like Ellen Morgan. You all know I rave about Ellen Morgan's books. I might probably rave about hers. So, this is signed actually as well. There we go. Shine. I got 2 bookmarks as well. So, this is middle grade, by the way. So it's a little bit different pace from what I normally read. So Eddie can eat a wheelie bin easily as a cheeseburger. I'm assuming this is Eddie. A talent that gets her sent... Oh, I don't think it is. Maybe it's there. Maybe it's her. A talent that gets sent to the School of Doom with its motto, be the worst. Now, Eddie may be beastly, but she's not evil. When her new friends are plunged into danger, can she be the best of the worst and save them? You know what this gives me the vibes of? Wednesday. Like Nevermore. Kind of Wednesday. So yeah. Now, you're probably going to all look at me and go, why? The Devil in the White City by Erik Larson. I like true crime. My page day calendar for this year is complete true crime. I've been enjoying that thoroughly, learning about true crime. This is about H.H. Holmes. Well, actually, it's also about the architect Daniel H. Burnham, who created the White City. And then the killer H.H. Holmes, who's a handsome doctor with intense blue eyes who used the attraction of the Great Fur, Chicago World's Fair of 1893, and his own devilish charms to lure scores, perhaps hundreds of young women to their death. H.H. Holmes has actually quite fascinated me for a long while. His Chicago big home that has all like the dungeon bits where he can drop his victims in kind of reminded me very much of Sweeney Todd's chair, and I'm very much fascinated by that, and I want to know. Also, this is a very lovely paperback. It's very floppy. If you want this floppy one, Waterstones will be your best friend for that. But yes, I want to know more about this guy, so I shall be reading that. And yes, I shall be reviewing it on this channel, should you all want to know. More paperbacks, and then we'll go right into the hardbacks. I went on a Hamilton theme. So, you should know me, I own the Federalist Papers. I haven't read them yet, but I do own them. So I wanted some more Hamilton books. So, Common Sense by Thomas Paine. Some men say I'm intense or I'm insane. So you get my drift. Given that this was mentioned in the musical Hamilton, I want to read this and see what Angelica was going on about. The Reynolds pamphlet, written by Alexander Hamilton himself, about his year-long affair with Maria Reynolds. It's a shorty patati, but it's going to be amazingly fascinating. This was a dirty, dirty book of its time. And then this is Baby. The Constitution of the United States. The new US Constitution. It's not really new anymore, is it? But it's the Constitution anyway. I see how well you can defend the bad boy. I don't think we can defend that anymore, though. Anyway, moving on. I've got hardbacks now. A lot of them. Now I'm going to another favourite territory of mine. Labyrinth. Until the World Falls Down by Jordan Lind. A woman with a broken heart, a seductive immortal who imprisons her, a magical labyrinth that can be her salvation, and a dangerous attraction that could destroy them both. Who would not want this? I love Labyrinth. I love David Bowie. I cannot wait to actually read this, and I'm going to be listening to the Labyrinth soundtrack while doing so. Also, I didn't realise it was so big. Catabasis by Ara Kwong. Alice Law, you naughty girl, you are trying to go to hell. That's what it actually says on the back. It's about a grad student who has only ever had one goal, to become the brightest mind in the field of analytic magic. But the only one person who can make her dream come true is dead, and inconveniently, in hell. Alice, along with her biggest rival Peter Murdoch, is going after him. But hell is not as philosophers claim. Its rules are upside down, and if she's going to get out of there alive, she and Peter will have to work together. If they can agree on anything, will they triumph or kill each other trying? This also has really nice snazzy SM pages. I mean, come on, Waterstones. You were really like pulling punches with these M pages. This, I think, is going to be an amazing read. I like things to do with hell. and just religion. Religion fascinates me so much. I'm agnostic. I'm not actually a complete religious person, but religion is cool. I find it fascinating how people believe in that kind of stuff. I do believe in angels, though. Guardian angels, that kind of thing. And demons. I believe in ghosts and that kind of stuff. I gave in. I bit the bullet. I bought Onyx Storm, which is the third in the Fourth Wing series. Look at those end pages. I will not give you a synopsis. I think we all know what Fourth Wing is about by now. I hated the second so much I actually unhauled it, so I only have Fourth Wing. What have I done? I will get back to you whenever I read this. Again, with non-fiction, at Lancaster Moor Hospital, Lancashire's first county lunatic asylum by Gary Bradshaw. Gary Bradshaw was actually the... he trained as a mental health nurse at the Moor, and upon retirement wanted to go into the archives of it. So this literally is about patients, building itself, classifications, schoolings, different reports. This is going to be quite fascinating. Again, another fun fact about me, I have a diploma in psychology. I have one in criminology as well, and biology and loads of other things, but this is going to be a really fun one. Because I have watched Taking Over the Asylum, I've watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, one of my favourite films and one of my favourite TV shows. And I'm going to stop talking about them. Well, I'll never stop talking about them, but I'm going to stop chattering about them right now. Then we have The Art of Destiny by Wesley Chu. This is the War Art Saga Book 2. Tell you what, this was a struggle to find in hardback. If you want this in hardback, go to Amazon. The map is on the end pages. But yes, I've read from Wesley Chu when he caught off of the Elder's Curses with Cassandra Clare. I really enjoyed that, so I'm going to enjoy this. I already have the first one. Third one is for my birthday. I like how nicely I've managed to stack these. Like this. This is so nice. Another fun fact about me, I love the Titanic, so here we go. Titanic Voices, A Memory from the Fateful Voyage. And yes, I've watched the thing on the Titan sub. So this is literally everything about the Titanic. And then last but not least, Paddington Treasury, Paddington Bear by Michael Bond. This has got 35 of the original Paddington stories in. So I shall be enjoying that. Yeah, so that's everything I bought in the last month and a half. Which actually does not look that bad. I thought it would look worse. So I hope you enjoyed this. Actually, technically, yeah, it does look worse because I actually forgot. Special editions. These are not special editions, are they? But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you next time. Bye.